Today in this video we are going to look at the sin offering that is mentioned in Leviticus chapter 4. So when you read Leviticus chapter 4, there are 4 times the sin offering is mentioned. The first one is Leviticus 4 verse 3. If the anointed priest sins and he has to bring a sin offering. The second one is Leviticus 4 verse 13. When the whole congregation sins or commits some error and they are supposed to bring a sin offering. And the third sin offering that is mentioned is Leviticus chapter 4 verse 22. When a leader sins, he is to present a sin offering. And the final one, the last one, is Leviticus 4 verse 27. When anyone in the common crowd, common people, if they sin, they are to bring the sin offering. In these 4 sin offerings, the first 2, that is the anointed priest and the whole congregation sins. That sin offering's blood must be brought into the most holy place by the priest, and he is supposed to sprinkle that blood by dipping his fingers into the blood 7 times before the veil. And look at the first 2, the priest and the whole congregation. When they sin, the blood must visit the most holy place. Whereas when a leader and anyone in common people sin, the blood need not to come to the most holy place. So the blood can be poured down at the brazen altar itself. That is the first difference. And there is another difference in these 4 sin offerings are divided into 2 groups. The first 2 sin offerings, that is the priest and the whole congregation sins. And that particular sin offerings, the entire body must be burnt outside the camp, right? Everything put together. On the other hand, when the leader sins and anyone in a common group or a people sins, that sin offering, the entire body of that animal is not burnt outside the camp, but it can be eaten by the priest. Where is it mentioned? That is mentioned in Leviticus chapter 6, the last verse, which speaks about the loss of sin offering. No sin offering of which, 6 verse 30 I am reading, no sin offering of which any blood is brought into the most holy place to make atonement shall be eaten. But if it is not brought into the most holy place, and it shall be eaten by the priest. So why the priest must partake the flesh of the sin offering? What is the typology behind it? What is the understanding that we can gain out of it? The New Testament equivalent is in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15 and 16. And we don't have a high priest who cannot sympathize with us, with our weakness, but he can understand us. Imagine if the priest is not partaking of the sin offering, in terms of being fed by the sin offering, sitting in the most holy place, and he looks the one who is bringing the sin offering down, as if like he is self-righteous and he has no sin, and he doesn't identify with the person who is bringing the sin offering. That would be terrible, right? Even if you go to the doctor and when you speak to the doctor concerning your illness, and if the doctor doesn't pay attention to you or does not identify with you in a proper manner, and then you don't feel like you have been to a good doctor, and you are worried about whether he has understood your situation or not. So the Bible does say in the New Testament, we have a great high priest, right? He doesn't treat us mechanically. He doesn't treat us without any identification, right? So when you go to the throne of grace today, at any point in time. So you have a high priest who can sympathize with your weakness, right? So the sin offering, the process is not done mechanically. The priest is able to identify with you, and he partakes of that sin offering. Look at, I will read Hebrews 4:15 and 16. We don't have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weakness, but one who has been tempted in all things and yet without sin. He has been through everything, but he has proved himself to be without sin, and he is the only one who is qualified to be the sin bearer. And then what does it say? That is the encouragement. 4 verse 16. Therefore, let us draw near. There is someone who can understand you today. With confidence, you can draw near to the throne of grace, and so that you can receive mercy. Being confident of in receiving mercy is what God is encouraging us to think about, right? So draw near with the confidence to the throne of grace, so that you can receive mercy and find help in time of great need. I am sure this portion would bless you, and have a great day. Thank you.